Stand for.
Stephanie, you want to lead us?
I'd love to.
Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. And thank you, everybody, for being here. We have a forum, so we can go ahead with the meeting. Before we get started, do we have any other business items that need to be put on the agenda that aren't on the agenda now? Anybody have anything?
I'm going to mention stuff during the board report.
Excellent.
So
Okay, very good. So then we're going to move on to the approval of the consent agenda and the workshop meeting minutes. Does anybody have any questions or additions, changes? Okay, then I'll need a motion.
I motion to approve the consent.
Okay. I'm right. And I can only multitask so much. So, okay, motion's approved and carried. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, and it's approved. Thank you, guys. Okay, board reports will go. Ruth, got any report for us?
I don't, except for there's lights.
There's lights. Okay.
It looks very pretty.
And it's pretty, yes.
It is pretty.
Okay. Okay, and Stephanie,
Just apologies for missing the last couple of meetings and glad to be here tonight.
we're glad you're here too. Thanks. Mike,
your absence did not go unnoticed.
that's right.
Yeah, I would like to compliment or congratulate or praise or whatever. Joe Jones and Gordon Schillinger and Kendall Richardson. And for putting in the new 6-week sites
Awesome.
at the park. Yeah, we did that on December the 4th and 5th.
Great.
And dumped 5 loads of gravel and Vision Toledo will pay for the gravel. I guess, or no, is that part of your, no, that's part of your grant, isn't it? Okay, we're always your backup.
Yeah,
Okay.
we only expected to do 1 load of gravel,
Yeah.
and it was 5. It was
Wow.
a little surprising.
Okay.
But
Did they have to take off more than they anticipated
He
or?
didn't have any dirt left over either, he just moved it pretty much in
Okay.
and filled some potholes
Good,
too.
good. So that's
And that was
good.
the kind of- there was more than we realized
Yeah.
after it rained.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Well, and it was good. You got it done before the end of the year like you wanted to do too. Awesome. Good. Very good.
And the other
Mhm.
thing, I don't know if I should put this later, but I want to make sure that we reserve the park for September the 6th, 2025. For the walk in the park, day in the park. And I don't know if that's been put on the agenda or not, or.
I
or
think
into
it's,
the
if
calendar.
I recall, we talked about it last meeting and it was already put
Was
on
it?
the,
Okay,
I
yeah.
believe Cindy confirmed that it was already, yeah. Okay, we will definitely make sure that. gets on.
Saturday.
Yes. Okay, thanks, Mike. Keep us on track. Okay, anything else?
Just mention the cheese ball drop coming up.
Yeah. Good deal.
And that's on. Park, yeah, I guess that's kind of park property, sort of.
Mhm.
Parking lot.
Mhm. Good, good. And you have everything you need for that? Last we
Do
talked.
we have everything?
Yeah, we'll talk afterwards.
Okay. Okay, very good. Just let the Parks Board know if you need anything, you know, if there's any other help we can do or anything. Okay. No other board reports then. I don't have anything else. I'm just gonna talk about the comp plan status when we get there. And I was gonna ask Joe about the grading and that's taken care of also, so we're good. Moving on to public hearings. We don't have any public hearing tonight, so we'll move on. New business. we're going to do oath of office for myself and for Ruth. If you aren't aware, we did it last year. But somehow it all got misplaced in the transition. So if Sherry will read these for us. She will swear us in. There's one. And do you want it at a time?
It is reserved.
Okay.
Okay, there's one for each of us.
Should we start with you first?
Sure.
Okay. All right, if I could have you raise your right hand.
Okay.
I, Mary Harold,
I, Mary Harold,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will faithfully and impartially
that I will faithfully and impartially
discharge the duties of a member of the City of Toledo Park Board
discharge the duties of a member of the City of Toledo Park Board
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
in accordance with the Constitution and laws of the United States,
in accordance with the Constitution and laws of the United States,
the laws of the State of
the
Washington,
laws of the State of Washington,
and the ordinances and regulations of the City of Toledo.
and the ordinances and regulations of the City of Toledo.
I will uphold and adhere to the principles of integrity,
I will uphold and adhere to the principles of integrity, transparency,
and fairness
and fairness
in all planning commission
in all
activities and
Sorry.
decisions.
in all fairness in all planning commission activities and decisions.
That should say park board.
Okay.
Park board activity and
Park
decisions.
board, yes, park board commission activities, park board.
Strive to promote the public welfare
I will strive to promote the public welfare
and act in the best interest of the City of Toledo.
and act in the best interests of the City of Toledo.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Let's see.
Okay, all right. Finish and then Ruth, have you come up here and join me? Right on over there. Have you raised your right hand? I, Ruth Kinder,
I, Ruth Kinder,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of a member of the City of Toledo Park Board
that I will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of a member of the City of Toledo Park Board
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
in accordance with the Constitution and laws of the United States,
in accordance to the Constitution and the laws of the United States,
the laws of the State of Washington,
the laws of the State of Washington,
and the ordinances and regulations of the City of Toledo.
and the ordinances and regulations of the City of Toledo.
I will uphold and adhere to the principles of integrity,
I will uphold and adhere to the principles of integrity,
transparency,
transparency,
and fairness in all Park Board Commission activities.
and fairness in all Park Board Commission activities and decisions.
I will strive to promote the public welfare
I will strive to promote the public welfare
and act in the best interest of the City of Toledo.
and act in the best of the City of Toledo.
Thank you very much.
You must sign that one.
Have you signed off on that one?
Thank you, Sherry.
Absolutely.
And thank you, Ruth. Awesome. Okay, with that one, those two items of new business done, we're gonna move on to park. We have a application for our vacant park board spot. Elizabeth Buell is here. So Elizabeth, why don't you just just tell us about yourself a little bit and what are you gonna bring to the Parks Board?
Here. I left when it was the Air Force, and came back after that was all finished with, because you always come back home. I have 5 kids, one who's about to graduate high school.
Oh.
Here in June, and we've loved this community. I've raised all of my kids going through elementary, middle, high school here. I love everything the community does. Tuesdays is a very big part of I think everybody who lives here in town, we all want to be a part of everything that happens. I love the cheese ball drop, and they attach the cheese and everything to it, and it's really exciting for all the kids. I like to make things special and exciting, but I'm very involved on the community page because I like to know what people want or need or are thinking, any kind of possibility of any problems that could come up later. I like to fix them before they happen, per se. So I'm very interested in this board and actually anything that has to do with Toledo. I love Toledo.
Thank you. You guys have any questions or want to ask her anything?
Did you go to Toledo High School?
I did, yeah, 07. I graduated in 07.
Oh, wonder I missed you.
Oh.
I retired I graduated in 03, so. So do you have, obviously, we're here on Tuesday, it's the second Tuesday of the month, 6 o'clock. I'm gonna assume if you've applied, you can make these meetings generally. We generally try to, but sometimes life does happen, but that's always good to know that you can. Any other comments or questions?
I mentioned to her also that you sometimes have workshops beforehand.
Yes, thank you.
But generally, these
Mhm.
meetings don't last,
More than an
more
hour.
than an hour.
Right, right. And yeah, like you said, like she said, occasionally we have workshops. We are working on updating the Parks and Recreation comp plan right now. So that's taken a little bit of extra work from everybody. So, but normally it's just making sure that the parks have everything that they need and that we work with, the community and the city council to ensure that the parks are well cared for. Okay, and that we have a lot of nice activities. Do you know Joe?
I've never met.
No. So Joe is a very active volunteer in the community. She is very instrumental in helping us obtain funding, which is something dear little Toledo needs. So Joe is just has been a great help for us. And Cindy, obviously, she helps keep us on track. So and our park hosts also, Tim and Ruth. Now, I apologize, I'm gonna kind of go off board here. Do we need to vote? What is the protocol?
Elizabeth, do you have any other questions for them?
No, that just seems like a really great group of people.
Okay. Yeah, so you're gonna make a motion to pass along a recommendation to council.
Okay, I'd like to, Tim, you have. I thought you had something that you wanted to say. Okay. So I'll need a motion from the board that we make a recommendation to the council to accept Elizabeth's application for the parks board. Okay, do I hear a second?
I second.
All in favor?
I.
No, anybody opposed? I better ask, just be sure. Okay, motion's approved and carried. We will send it to the council for approval. Thank you very much, Elizabeth. Okay, moving right along, unfinished business. Comp plan. Yeah, one of my favorite things. So you guys, I apologize. I just have worked on it this past week. I didn't get a lot done. Well, no, I did actually. I got a lot done. I took everything that was available, what anybody had provided, looked at it, did the best I could with it. I went ahead and moved forward. So I have what I consider a really good, and it's loaded. I sent it to everybody's there. I sent a note through your Toledo email or whatever email I have from Toledo, and it's in the folder, this new version. This is Rev 3. I'd like to almost call it done. There are some things I want each of you to look at it. Make sure there's no typos. I went through for typos and grammar, spell check, all that stuff, but you never know. There are a few things that I do need that I was struggling with that are pretty easy fixes. One of them. So if I can go through these things real quick, Mike, you gave us a lot of those new different things with the murals and stuff like that and Steamboat Alley. And I would like, one of the things I can't pull out the pictures.
in that format. So I need some more photographs. I need of like Steamboat Alley. There was, I think I got one of the water tank. But if you could pull out some of those pictures, or if anybody else, if the city has a repository of pictures.
The reason that you can't is that the files that he uploaded are in Macintosh Pages.
That's what I saw,
So I
yeah.
can convert those to Word.
Okay,
And you should be able to lift whatever you want.
perfect. That's perfect. Okay, I'm.
You want to. If you Okay. Yeah.
So Cindy's doing that? Okay. So then possibly there's a couple other things you might be able to help with. I also in the fourth chapter where we have the demands and needs assessment, we talk about the results from our survey that we did last year. And we broke it down kind of in major categories, the repair and maintenance of our existing new things like the river walk that they want to do, the repair and maintenance of the boat ramp and the parks. Anyway, so I would like to have a pie chart made. Is somebody good with, thank you. Can you-
I have a question.
Yeah.
I actually played with that after I got your email.
Okay,
Since there are so many categories, a pie chart is not overly readable with all of those slices. Do you want like the top 10?
yeah, actually less than that, because in the, if you want, if there's some time in the next couple days in the afternoon where I could come over and meet with you, we can go through it. Would that be better? Okay. And you have Acrobat Pro too?
I do, but I didn't know what you needed from that.
Okay, well, again, it was the summary pages. It was from the funding opportunities.
Okay.
Some of those, I wanted to change, they're all in Acrobat and I don't have Pro. So I just want to rearrange them a little bit and reformat and then add them into that. Cool. The other thing that I need input from people severely, and maybe Sherry, you can guide us or talk to people. I need help in the final chapter of cost estimates of some of these major projects. It's real high level. It's like I would put kind of pie in the sky, and Joe, I think you looked at it a little bit before. We need to have some of those costs, even though we know they're going to be obsolete right away, but we at least have to have a starting point. So if there's somebody I should talk to help me with that, because I have no idea where to begin with some of those things.
I can touch base with you tomorrow.
Okay.
And start working on that.
Okay, that would be awesome. The other thing, and I did copy Todd on the email also, and he has access to this document, is we need input from planning for the demands and needs analysis chapter again. Those are the only things that I think I need, though. I think everything else should be okay.
Todd mentioned anything about the impact fees in the function?
Yes, he did. That would be part of his contribution in the demands and needs. Because we did talk about that, getting fees. This would be an opportunity to get fees, because that's how we're going to get money.
Because this plan will roll into the larger comp plan, which also includes impact fees on a lot of different.
Yes,
areas.
yeah. And there, to that point, there are some, if you've already looked at it, there are some things in there that I've highlighted, which I just want to double check, like our population. I want to double check and make sure that we're correct about some of the things we say in there.
So if it's in the 620-ish range, that is accurate as far as the census is concerned.
Oh,
It's
really?
not, we lost 100 people
Wow.
because there are 100 people that didn't open their doors during the census.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So you could actually make a note about that, is that.
I think so.
You could cite the census, but the reality is that we're right around 728, I believe.
That's it. But the census came out at
623.
Okay.
They did the correct that, they tried it again.
Actually, we did a mini walkabout to,
Yeah.
and still no doors open.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
and that was the employees that are no longer with us as well. That was fairly late in their tenure.
Okay. All right. So that's all I have on the comp plan. I'm feeling pretty good about it at this point. It's almost done. just a few little things, and so then we can put this to bed and we can incorporate it into the rest of it, okay? Anything else that you guys know, think that you can think of that we need, that you need from us regarding this comp plan?
And the next step, that, once we get that done, then it goes to city council for approval. and-
Yes, then there will be, one of the appendixes in here is gonna be the resolution that where they accepted. Okay. Any other questions? So I can get with you two tomorrow on things. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And then we'll be done with that.
Thank you for all your work.
Hey,
Yeah.
sure. It was good exercise for me, I have to say. It was good, keeps me sharp, you know? Okay, let's see, moving on. Any other discussion, anything? Okay. The other business we have is a related party transaction form. We're gonna ask each of you, it was in your, if you don't already have, we're gonna ask everybody to complete one of these. Just to make sure we have no conflicts of interest with any other boards or anything like that, okay? So do you want them to take them home and redo them, sign them tonight? Do you have a preference?
I think just as long as I think we probably have back by the end of the week.
Doesn't look like there's much to it.
No. I'm gonna take it home and look at it though, and I'll return it. Cause I wanna make sure. Any questions about that? I'm gonna move on and ask that you guys just do it when we're done so that we can. Works for me, that works for you guys. Okay, that's all we have on our agenda. Public input. Anybody want to give us some input? Yay, Joe.
Just getting right back to the project for the handicap.
Mhm.
They where they come out and locate.
Locators, yes.
Came out. And unfortunately, on the side where we wanted to put the bathroom, where we wanted to put the new playground equipment, it is crisscrossed with electrical and water.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we could probably still fit it in there. And that wouldn't be a problem for us fitting it in between those. But if it needed work done and you needed to get a tractor in there,
Yeah,
it would be very difficult. I'm not that it couldn't be done, but I'm thinking it might be awkward for the
Yeah.
equipment. So looking at trying. And I gotta get out there and do that. And one of the things I would like to do, and I thought I would have it done, but I didn't. It's Christmas time.
yeah.
And is the lines were sprayed. I would like to do that to the map and position them so we know we don't have to keep going through this. It'll just give us a good. Yeah.
Excellent
'cause
idea.
I would have thought they ran out and went to the road, but they didn't. Those lines cut through
Go right
the
through,
ground, which is never the best
right.
in every direction, so. Yeah, so.
Okay,
That was interesting to find out. It was interesting to find out that we don't have any gas lines and we don't have any telephone lines in the park.
oh, really?
Good.
Yes. that was
Yeah.
Surprising.
Yeah,
Good.
well, at least we don't have to mess with that,
No.
yeah.
The other good thing is it's all underground.
It is underground, but we don't know how, like for the swing set, how far are they gonna dig for that? I'm thinking a long way because of that,
Right,
you know?
yeah, right. Okay,
I'll let you guys know one thing too, is that, prior to setting up for Christmas lights, we did have a leak. In the park itself, and which was corrected that very day, but they actually had to come in and dig a hole, probably about 2.5 feet deep. And then do the repair, and then they covered it all back up again, so just as far as the maintenance program go, or
Mhm.
maintenance for that, they did have a busted line, it was pretty close, right underneath where the trees almost. So, yeah, I want to be able to acknowledge and thank the Public Works for coming out and Jay and those guys came out.
okay.
Do you have any idea why it was broken?
Nope, not a clue.
Just, it was
Just
a
wore out.
plastic line?
Yeah, it was one of the little PVC
Yeah.
black pressure lines. It wasn't even the main line. It wasn't the inch and 3/4 or whatever it is. It was just one of the little feeder lines coming off the side. I'm
Huh.
guessing it would have been the one that would have probably gone into maybe where the kitchen was going into, plumbing for the kitchen. It wasn't a big pipe, so.
How would you detect it?
Oh, it's like bubbling crude, comes right up through the ground. I went out the night before, I did my walk around, and then I came back and got a knock on the door the next morning going, hey, you got a leak. And I can walk out there and look, and it's percolating out on the ground. So there's some pressure behind it that was going up. And also, just to kind of move on with that, Christmas tree lighting, I'd like to be able to thank the mayor for her steady work and those that helped her get everything taken care of. In talking to the crowd, they liked it being there. It was nice. We had about 70, between 60 and 70, I think, maybe, I don't know, maybe a little more. And so, again, kudos to the mayor. She brought that, got
Yeah.
care of that.
Okay.
One of the things that I noticed that could be improved there, at least if we're gonna do stuff like that, is a couple more lights around, when you're going out to the car there, we parked
Yeah.
under the one light down at the end.
Yeah, there's I mean, as I'm sure as we progress through this, depending on what the city wants to do, well, I'm sure will depend on what kind of development we really want to turn this into.
Right.
So right now, I was just happy that, one, it was successful, two, that it
Yeah.
was well received.
Yeah,
And everybody that I had a chance to talk to, I went around and introduced myself. And they all seemed to they liked it. They liked that the fire was going and the kids were out there and playing on the playground.
mhm.
That was a little hairy, but that's okay. And, you know, other than that, I think it went really well.
And I have to say, they came right in front of my house too, and it was really neat to see all that. And, you
Yeah.
know, just, it's nice to have that they went through you all went through the town, you know,
Right.
it was
Oh,
great.
yeah.
And there was people standing out on the corner, and there was somebody that was new and somebody else that had been here for a long time, and they were saying, oh, they do this every year. People are really excited about it. So it was a great community activity.
And considering it was the same night that Winlock had their Christmas tree lighting
Yeah.
as well, so.
And it had been such a nasty day.
Yeah, it had been
So.
such a nasty few
So,
days.
yeah.
I think everybody's worried.
We're like, oh,
Yes.
here it comes.
Yeah, yeah.
I kept a close eye on the weather that day.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Just a break between 3 and 4.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Well
yeah,
done.
I will say I did talk to quite a few people and I had a lot of good feedback and anybody that was there during the lighting, I asked for feedback and I had a lot of people come up to me afterwards
Mhm.
with great ideas. I had a lot of people that like, we want to help you. So next
Oh,
year,
good.
we should have a good chunk. And I got with Rachel today and I do have, I think a couple $100 to purchase lights. So we're gonna do a clearance shop right after Christmas.
Oh, good
So we
idea.
can maximize the amount of lights we get, so that way we can go further out.
Yeah.
But I do think cause originally I was gonna put it up on the stage out there and as walking out there in the molehills and the soft ground, I was like, this is an accident waiting to happen.
Yeah.
I'm not putting the city liable for that, so.
Right, good.
I think we'll keep the tree in the same location probably next year. Everybody said they loved it there. Everybody loved the fact that the parade went through all the streets.
Yeah.
I saw more people out this year than last year, hands
Yeah.
down.
Awesome.
So, we'll try and grow it each year and, you know, people were like, hey, why don't we try and do, you know, like a potluck thing or ask vendors to come and do the hot chocolate or whatever.
Mhm.
And it was a trial to see how it went before we really dive in for next year, so.
Okay.
Sherry, did you get any negative feedback?
I didn't have any negative feedback on it.
I didn't either. I just wondered if, yeah.
Here, if anybody, actually.
Very good.
And also just the last, as a maintenance item, the dump station water is.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
And it's freeze proof.
Much
I
as
guess
you
I'll
can
know.
do.
I get to make that phone call again, and say, fellas, come and get
You
it.
come again, yeah. Excellent. So we got all those thank yous and all that in the notes. Excellent. We'll pass all that along to council. Okay. Very good. Any other questions, comments? No? Then we can adjourn this meeting. Do I have a motion?
Motion to adjourn.
Mhm.
I
Second.
second it. I second it.
All in favor?
I-
Opposed? Nobody, look at it, it's unanimous, okay.